details. Reporting to you live from Mortonville, Wisconsin for this week's edition of TPS, the Polar Station. Our top story today is all about the new standards-based grading system. Do we need it? Do we want it? What makes this system better than the old one? Our reporter and interviewer, Brittany D, has the answers. Brittany?
Thank you, Nathan. Hortonville High School is just one of the many schools in Wisconsin who have recently adapted this new system, and so far people are very conflicted when it comes to the subject. This new grading system is based on points and learning targets as opposed to scores and letter grades. Supporters of the system may say it will help students master each class with the knowledge they need to refocus their attention on something other than the final score. Here's what the students and staff have to say about it.
Oh, that was a really broad question.
Standards-based grading is grading on your standards. So instead of doing percentage-based that you're used to, you take certain standards and you try to master those standards.
Standards-based grading is the worst grading system that has ever been implemented in any school district ever. It's not. I just talked to one guy a few days ago that got 13 A's on an assignment, or 13 threes, and then he got 2, I believe 2s or 1s, which dropped his grade all the way to a C, which is ridiculous. Doesn't show any knowledge at all.
I really like standards-based grading because students will redo their work if they are somewhere close to, if they didn't master it, even if they're somewhere close. Where in the old system of percentage-based, they would let their grade, they wouldn't redo anything unless their grade went below failing.
I can't believe that it has come to this school, and I want it to be gone immediately. And that's about it. Oh, well, I would say it's forcing me to go back and revisit old grades that I got a 1 on, or a 0, or whatever number. And I guess that's okay in like the mentality is there, that makes sense, I guess, but it's still bringing my grades down for no reason. Whereas if I was getting a ton of A's on one chapter and then I just failed one part of it, I would still be like an A or an A minus. And so I just think it's kind of unfair sometimes when you don't have the time to go make it up.
A positive effect, because they're redoing their work and they're trying to get that A. And so they'll refine their work to do their learning, so in the long run that they will redo their work. Negative effect is that if they didn't master it, I put it in as a 2, and sometimes if there's not a lot of grades, it looks worse than what it really does. I don't think so, because they have the opportunity to redo their work. Where before, in the old system, they didn't have an opportunity to redo their old work, and then I think that left more stress.
Yes, because basically standards-based grading has made it a pass or fail culture. So either you pass completely and you do really well, or you just fail. Because if you get a 1, you just fail the entire class, which is ridiculous.
In a way, there's somewhat more stress because they can redo it, and that is another thing on their to-do list, where before if they didn't do well on the test, it was over, it was done with, they moved on. So there's a little bit of both.
Thank you, Brittany. Hopefully this district and the students can come up with a compromise to figure out a way to grade things in a fair and easy to understand manner so as not to rely so much on standardized tests and learning targets. Now on to the weather with our meteorologist, Grant Gannon. What's the weather looking like today, Grant?
Thanks, Nathan. Our weather forecast looks to be in the upper 50s on Tuesday and Wednesday and goes back down to 44 degrees on Thursday. There also looks to be a 60% chance of rainfall on Sunday and a temperature of 40 degrees. Next week it looks to be in the mid-40s as well, with rainfall on Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon. I'm Grant Gannon on TPS. Back to you, Nathan.
Thanks, Grant. Now how about that recent Packer game, huh? I can't believe that we lost to the other team because they had so many home runs. Oh wait, different teams, and different games. Well, I don't know anything about sports because I'm just a lazy high school news anchor. But Rebecca R., our athletics professional and sports expert, does. So tell us a little bit about the most recent sports details, Rebecca. The Hortonville High School musical kicked off yesterday, and this year the school is performing the timeless classic Annie. The show centers around a young, optimistic orphan who charms everyone she meets despite her next-to-nothing start in 1930s New York City. Annie, played by Madison Price, is determined to find her parents who abandoned her years ago on the doorsteps of a New York City orphanage that is run by cruel, embittered Miss Hannigan, Andy Bryant. With the help of the other girls in the orphanage, Annie escapes to the wondrous world of NYC. In adventure after fun-filled adventure, Annie foils Miss Hannigan's evil plans and even befriends President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, played by Sam Vecchiolo. She finds a new home and family in billionaire Oliver Warbucks, played by all too familiar Nathaniel Ailes, his personal secretary Grace Farrell, played by Maya Doohan, and a lovable mutt named Sandy. The cast and crew have been working tirelessly the last few months to make sure this show is perfect. So you can bet your bottom dollar that this show is going to be a hit, or at least a hard knock. People are already saying it's going to be unlike anything you've ever seen, so you better get your tickets quickly. But if they sell it for the day you want to come, remember you're never fully dressed without a smile. So stick up your chin and grin, because tomorrow is always a day away. I'm Nathan Nails reporting for TPS.